everyone, it's Belinda and welcome back to the Hip Kit Club YouTube channel. Today I'm sharing another new process video using the November 2025 Hip Kit Club kits, where I'm creating 5 more fast and fun pages for my December album because I'm certain that I'm not the only one still working on this project in January. This continues on from the recent set of pages that I shared, and I'm once again focusing on building base pages rather than fully completed layouts. It's a flexible, realistic approach that works especially well during busy seasons, and it makes finishing these albums later on feel much more achievable. So I'm keeping things nice and simple with this first one. It is a pocket page with 4 3x4 card slots. And I did show you right at the beginning there, I used the wood grain texture stamp with some white embossing powder onto some cardstock to create a really subtle embossed background for one of my 3x4 journal cards that has got that really nice big Santa foam piece as the embellishment. And then I also wanted to create a shaker page. Ordinarily I would use some sequins, but I did want to just show you that there are alternatives if you don't have a lot of sequins or you don't have any sequins in your stash. So I've used some stars here, and that is with the Heart and Star confetti die, which was available with the July 2025 kits, and it is still available now. I've cut out a bunch of those stars in some of the pattern papers from the kit. Then I used a branding strip from one of the 12x12 papers to frame my journal card on the top right. And now I am just grabbing a few little bits and pieces to embellish and calling that one done. The second page here is more of an insert, but it could also be a title page. It could be a title page for the intro to the album. It could also be a title page for a particular day in December. And I like to include some of these pieces in my album just as a bit of a resting place. So I've cut down some vellum to, I think I've cut it to about 4.5 inches by 8.5 inches tall. Then I'm going to use the Winter Wreath metal cutting die. And I've cut this twice from the same piece of patterned paper. And you did see I showed you there that I'd flipped one of those over. And the reason for that is that I want to actually back them onto each other on either side of the vellum because I don't want there to be any glue or adhesive showing there. So I'm going to start by gluing the front piece down first and then use my little heavy paperweight there to help that to stick down. And then when I flip it over, because I have cut the second one from the reverse side of the paper, it'll mean that it will line up when I place it down over the top again. So you can see once I've turned that over, I'm just trying to figure out exactly the right way to place it. It means that it lines up perfectly. If I had cut them both from facing the same side, when I go to back them onto each other, I'm not going to have that same effect of having the pink on both sides. I hope that makes sense the way that I've explained that there. It sounds way too complicated, but it's really not. So I'm just using a little bit of wet adhesive there, not too much because I don't want the vellum to warp a lot. I do have a really thick vellum that I use for things like this. It's close to a cardstock weight. I mean, it's really perfect for when you've got things that are hanging outside of the pockets or outside of page protectors because it's a lot sturdier than standard vellum. And then I did just show you there, I'm using the winter foliage die set. I've die cut some reds from the cardstock kit and from the patterned paper kit for the poinsettia. I really love poinsettia at Christmas. It's not really the season for it here in Australia, but we can still buy it, and then it very rapidly dies in its pot in the heat of summer. So I've used the cardstock and paper kits for the floral pieces. Then I've used the cardstock kit, that beautiful green there, for the foliage. And then I just grabbed some silver foil cardstock from my stash because this collection this November 2025. All of these products feature a lot of really pretty silver foil details throughout. I wanted to try and bring a little bit of that in with the pages that I'm creating. The title that I'm going with here is December. This is from one of the sticker packs from the Embellishment Kit. And to help me place that down, you could see there that I have laid it out onto some non-stick paper, placed my washi tape over the top to pick it up, and I have added a little bit of wet adhesive just to help those stick down really nicely. And then off camera, I'm going to add some stitching through the middle just to secure them a little bit more. Moving on very quickly to page 3. This one is going to be a full-size 6x8 outside of the pocket. In actual fact, it's 7 inches by 8.5 inches once I take the full size of a pocket. So I've trimmed my white cardstock down to that size, and I was really inspired by the color blocking on this patterned paper in the 12x12 kit. I loved the way that they were laid out. I thought it was a really fun way to block these colors, and I wanted to replicate it in a smaller format and turn them into little pockets where I can tuck some tags or photos or something like that in. So I've prepped by trimming them down vertically, and I haven't taken anything off horizontally. So those color block strips are the same size as they were on the 12x12 paper. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer them on top of each other so that they will fit onto an 8.5 inch page. That pink piece is just going to be adhered straight down to the top. So I've used my tape runner to just place that down first of all. Then I'm going to lay out each of these different color blocks. I'm not measuring it, which is very unusual for me. I'm just eyeballing it, and I'm using my pencil to make a little mark at where the bottom of each of those colored strips is going to go. Then I'm going to lay them down one by one, and I made a mistake here. I thought I was going to start from the bottom moving up, but in actual fact I need to start from the top moving down. So one by one I'm going to line them up with that pencil mark, take it over to my sewing machine, and then just run a line of stitching down the bottom only. So essentially what I've got is I've got the top piece stitched. I did that off camera first. I've just stitched a line across the top, and then I'm just stitching the bottom of each of these colored blocks down. So right now they're kind of just flapping around freely, just adhered to the bottom. You can see there that last green strip is a little bit thinner. It's not quite as deep, but that's totally fine. Once you put the tags in, the spacing of these pockets works out pretty well perfectly. So once I've got them all stitched down just with the bottom parts, I'm going to trim off all of my loose bits of thread. Then I'm going to put it back into my sewing machine, and I'm not going to include this bit on camera, and I'm going to stitch all the way around the outside, including adding some stitching there for where the whole pieces have gone. And what that has done now is it has sealed off each of those pockets. It sounds more complicated than it is. It's actually really easy, really fast, and really straightforward to create these pockets. And grabbing the title Festive and Fun and that cute little Christmas tree chipboard piece as some embellishing, and that's it. That one's done and ready for, it could be documenting some Christmas movies that we watched. I don't know. Page 4, we're back onto another pocket page, and I absolutely loved these sort of faux stitched journal cards that were on the 12x12 patterned paper in the kit. And I sat down in front of the TV one night with some really beautiful silver glittery thread, and I actually hand stitched around that little Santa using the faux stitching lines as guides for my stitching holes. I'm going to keep this page super, super, super simple because I really want to get these base pages done as fast as I can so that I can complete this album without it dragging too much further into the new year. So I'm just creating a little space for some journaling here on a white, just onto some white cardstock, which I've trimmed down to 3x4. You can see that I've added some stitching on 3 sides in a really pretty pink that coordinates with the pink of that patterned paper. And I have cut that out using the fancy border die from the November 2025 kits. Trimmed it down and then added a line of silver stitching across the top. Actually, it was a double, I think it was a single line and then a little zigzag line. Then I'm just picking out some embellishments from the chipboard pieces, also from the puffy stickers, and I'm going to lay those down there ready for when I've got my photo and my stories ready to go into that, onto that pocket page. So here we are. This is page number 5, the last page, and I think this might actually be my favorite page. Here I am creating some interactive windows. So the cardstock kit for November, on one side you get the plain textured print color, and on the flip side of these are on the flip side of each piece of cardstock from the November 2025 kits were these window designs, these arched window designs. So I've picked 4 of the coordinating colors and I've fussy cut 4 of those windows out, making sure that I've selected 4 different window designs. You can see there I've prepped my background with some white cardstock. I used the branding strip from one of the papers from the cardstock collection, and then because I want these to be interactive and I want them to open out, but there's really not a lot for it to hold on to, I've reached into my trusty vellum stash again, and I'm just creating some little folded vellum pieces that are roughly the same size as each of the windows. Then I'm going to take some tape runner. I'm going to apply it to the back of each of the windows, adhere them down to those folded vellum pieces, making sure that I'm lining up the left-hand side of the window with the fold line on the vellum. Once I've done that, I'm going to take my scissors and just fussy cut around, using my little score board to score the little piece at the bottom of the window that's going to be folding on itself once it's all adhered down. That'll make sense a little bit later. Then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to fussy cut around that vellum. I've grabbed some ribbon from my stash and just stitched that down onto one side of each of those windows, just to give a bit of an indication that there is something that you can interact with there. Also to give it a little bit of stability so that there's something to hold on to and that paper doesn't get sort of torn or worn away as it gets played with by most likely my kids. I'm going to lay all of those down and then finish off with a whole bunch of different embellishments that I've pulled from the foam stickers, the puffy stickers, the die cut packs, and the chipboard packs. And then that will be that page all done. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you've enjoyed this project, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss any future Hip Kit Club inspiration. These projects were all created using the November 2025 Hip Kit Club kits. All products are exclusive to the Hip Kit Club. You can either purchase them as a subscriber or as a standalone one-off purchase. You can also use my affiliate code Belinda Jane to receive a discount on your first order, and subscribers do enjoy bundled and bi-monthly shipping options, monthly project sheets, and some free cut files. We'd also really love to invite you to join our Craft and Connect community. That is a Hip Kit Club community hosted on School. It's where scrapbookers and memory keepers can connect, share projects, and find inspiration together. We have paid and free membership tiers, and you will find the link to that in the description box below. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today, and I'll see you in the next video.